Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. Now you can guarantee that something big is going to go down in the Women's Survivor Series War Games matchup. There are going to be some shenanigans because something doesn't quite smell right in the air. Something's a bit fishy, especially involving Alexa Bliss and also involving Nikki Cross. The big question, of course, how loyal is Nikki Cross to Damage Control? It is a good question. You've got to think there may potentially be a swerve there. I don't think Nikki Cross is fully on board with Damage Control. I really don't, especially this new deranged version of Nikki Cross. I kind of get Sanity vibes with this version of Nikki Cross, and I'm all down for it. Trying her very best to toss championships into the trash and missing, but staring up into the sky, and we're trying to work out what on earth's going on here. But more importantly, of course, attacking Alexa Bliss at Crown Jewel and costing Bliss and Asuka the tag team titles. So there's a big talking point, like where is Nikki Cross going? And on the flip side, the face side, boy, if a picture paints 1,000 words, this is it. Just look at this image. You've got Mia Yim, the newly added member to the face side and Team Bianca, standing alongside Bianca and Asuka, and then you've got Alexa standing on the sides, like almost an outcast, plotting her next moves, if you like. It kind of seems that way. And chuck on top of all of that, at Crown Jewel, of course, when she was being interviewed, we saw the Uncle Howdy teases, the darker entity, the Bray logo in the background. So was that a sign of things to come? Now, I'm not saying that like Alexa Bliss is just suddenly just going to transform in front of our very eyes at Survivor Series. It could happen the following night on Raw. It all depends, of course, on the outcome, how they're going to book that match entirely. Of course, we've got to throw into the mix who's the last member to join the face side. And on time we're recording this video, that is still free. So it could be, likely it's going to be Becky Lynch, or WWE might pull a rabbit out the hat and bring back Chelsea Green, because that's highly rumoured to be happening, which gets me excited because it also makes me feel that Matt Cardona could come back too, in a 2-for-1 deal, if you like. And of course, even further out there, maybe a Kairi Sane or a Tegan Nox. Like, who knows? We've got that to wait for. It could even be Charlotte Flair. I highly doubt it, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. My apologies for disrupting the flow of this video, but I just had a mini brainwave in regards to Charlotte Flair. Now, if you go all the way back to Extreme Rules 2021, Alexa Bliss faced Charlotte Flair for, at the time, the Raw Women's title. However, in regards to Alexa Bliss, this is a major turning point because, of course, Charlotte Flair destroyed Alexa Bliss's Lily doll, annihilated it, causing Alexa Bliss to have a meltdown, and ultimately she had to get therapy for it. So imagine if Charlotte Flair was put into the face side, that could potentially trigger Alexa Bliss's past. The visions of that destruction of Lily via Charlotte Flair, and that then causes her to snap back to the dark side. Now, this is a massive reach, this might not potentially happen, but logically, this could be a trigger for Alexa. We know the Lily that we've seen this year is not the real Lily doll. The real Lily doll was destroyed by Charlotte Flair. So who knows? And also, is it a coincidence that Alexa Bliss's Lily doll was destroyed at Extreme Rules of last year and Bray Wyatt returned at Extreme Rules of this year? So there's all these questions, but of course, on paper, I think the logical way this will get booked is we'll get some more Uncle Howdy teases. Uncle Howdy could come and kidnap Alexa from the match or something like that. Or we see that subtle transition into that darker version of Alexa Bliss. Now, dark version of Alexa Bliss doesn't mean she has to go full on heel. You know, look at Bray Wyatt and the Fiend alter ego, and when those two were together, technically they were faces, although a lot of their mannerisms were very heelish. Or WWE and Alexa Bliss just might go for a full-blown heel turn, and Alexa turns on Bianca, because I can only see that being the logical move. Because if you go all the way back to Elimination Chamber, when Alexa Bliss returned after her therapy, she'd lost. She was pinned by Bianca Belair. Bianca cost her a #1 contendership for the women's title. So that's a big deal. Alexa Bliss has not forgotten about that. Don't let the months after that fool you. And you've got to remember, WWE were very, very hot potato with Alexa Bliss in that character at the time, because she was absent after Elimination Chamber. We didn't see her until after WrestleMania, until she came back in May as this like punk rock chick version, face version of Alexa, happy smiley version of Alexa, which, let's face it, hasn't really done a lot. She wasn't even on the SummerSlam card. It's been criminal booking of Alexa Bliss this year. So Bayley was right in saying, you're not the Alexa Bliss that I remember, like you're a shadow of your former self. And that could fuel Alexa Bliss back to go after Bianca, because it makes sense logically that Bianca was the reason for her demise. You've also got to look back and think, why were WWE so hot and cold with Alexa and committing to a character change after the therapy sessions? Allegedly, there was supposed to be a different direction with that character. And was it because they were waiting for Bray Wyatt to return? They were confident at some point he would return, and almost they had Alexa in this role just to fill the gap until Bray Wyatt came back. Now Bray Wyatt is back, you can start transforming, making some changes to the Alexa Bliss character, because it makes sense. And I like the thought of just keeping it simple. Uncle Howdy is just haunting Alexa Bliss for a while. Maybe not a huge payoff at Survivor Series. Maybe we just see Alexa sort of snap, maybe costing the team. And Uncle Howdy haunts her because he's trying to get the Fiend back. He's trying to get that darker entity back, that dark side of Alexa back, to then bring back the Fiend. Because what we saw at WrestleMania 37 was essentially Alexa Bliss vanishing the Fiend, okay? We haven't seen him since, we have not. And Howdy kind of knows that he can get to the Fiend via Alexa and then tease Bray back to the darker side. I'd love to see that play out. Also, you can't rule Nikki Cross out of the situation. You really can't. Is Nikki Cross in some strange alliance with Alexa Bliss? There would be a twist, wouldn't it? Attacker at Crown Jewel, you think those two are going to be in a feud, they were former friends, and they actually align. And you've got those two dark souls alongside a building faction potentially with Bray. Or Nikki Cross is the ace card. Nikki Cross is the one that Howdy is controlling, and Nikki Cross is the one that goes after Alexa horrifically, costing her the match. But I can't see it being that way purely for logic. Like, it makes sense for there to be a redemption arc from Bray's side, the dark side of Bray, and Alexa Bliss. We kind of want those answers there, and I like the fact of this psychological manipulation from Howdy to Alexa Bliss over time. You can't rule out something big going down, and I honestly think this is going to be Alexa Bliss turning on Bianca Belair. If it's not a Survivor Series, the next episode of Raw following Survivor Series, and there'll be some sort of tie-up there. Whether there's going to be an alliance with Bray, or whether it's going to be a redemption arc from Bray and a revenge arc from Bray, we'll have to wait and see. But you've got to remember, Uncle Howdy can go wherever the heck he likes. He's not exclusive to SmackDown. He can wander up on Raw anytime he likes. He's already done that in the background in the Bianca entrance. So Howdy's definitely going to have some form of influence. But just some random theories out there. As always, get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions. They're always welcome, and we'll see you in the next video.